Rose, what's happening? I just got out of a meeting with my manager. Is it true that you told him that I'm planning on resigning from work because of my marriage? Why would you go behind my back to do such a thing? Oh, hi, Florence. It seems like you don't understand the position you are in at the moment. I don't quite understand what you're implying, Rose. You married my one and only son. You've joined our family as his wife. We can't have our only son's wife working at some good-for-nothing local company. That would tarnish our family's name. A wife's duty is to dedicate herself to her family and to her husband. You're meant to commit yourself to Harry. Although I chose to marry Harry, that doesn't mean I'm throwing away my career. When Harry and I got married, we decided that I'm going to continue working. I love my job. I love my career. I don't appreciate you disrespecting me in this way. I can't believe you'd choose to work at that average, sad company, though. Don't you have any self-respect? Considering Harry's salary, it would be hard for us to have a comfortable life together if I didn't work, too. That was one of the reasons we decided to be a two-income household. I think I explained all of this to you before our wedding. Oh, did you? I don't recall. When you asked us to live with you once we got married, we said we couldn't do that because living at your house would make it impossible for Harry and I to commute to work. And I explained multiple times that I'm going to keep working so that I can also contribute to Harry and I's life. Actually, there's been a bit of a change regarding Harry's work arrangement. He's agreed to quit his job so that he can join the family business. What? I didn't know about this. So it would actually be inconvenient for Harry if he didn't live at our family home. He's already preparing to move over here. He's getting ready to move? What? I'm actually heading over to your apartment in a few hours to help pack. Rose, I don't know about any of this. You can't just move things along without asking me how I feel about it. We'll have to pack as quickly as we can today so that you two can move in this weekend. That's why I visited your workplace yesterday to hand in your resignation for you. I wanted to make sure everything was in place for you and Harry to join us at our family home. But you're so ungrateful. Not even a thank you after everything I've done for you. I told you that I don't want to live with you. Have you forgotten that conversation too? Harry decided this. At least give Harry and I a chance to discuss this as a couple. Can't we decide on moving in after that? You can't throw all of this at me today and expect me to agree. Oh, that's not possible. It's already been decided. All you have to do is follow our orders and do as you're told. Just go with the flow, my dear. Go with the flow. Are you being serious right now? How could you ignore my opinions to this extent? It's like I don't even exist. You think you have the right to say anything? You're the wife. It's not your place. If I lived with you, it would take me twice as long to go to work. That's why I'm telling you to quit. Harry is moving back to become the president of the family business. You're going to become the wife of a business owner. That's not the point, Rose. Whatever you say, it's all been decided. You can protest all you want, but it's set in stone. Oh, and by the way, when you move in, you'll be handling most of the house chores. But of course, you know that, don't you? Since you're the wife. I can't do the chores on top of work and the long commute. I won't have time for anything. You're the one that wants to keep working, right? If you want to keep working, you'll have to figure out a way to balance your responsibilities. Anyway, I'll do the packing for you two. You should show your appreciation a little. I have a meeting today, so I won't come home till late. Just don't touch my things. Let me at least have the privacy to sort through my own things. And I'm begging you, please let me talk to Harry about all of this before we make any final decisions. It's all a little too much for me. I need time to process this. Rose? Are you seriously ignoring me?
Flo, what time are you coming home? I'm starving. Mom's asking what's for dinner.
I have to stop by somewhere on the way home, so I'm not sure what time I'll be back. Can you just reheat the leftovers in the fridge? There's also some beef stew in the pot.
Huh? Who do you think you are, slacking off like that? You're my wife. Why don't you stand in the kitchen and do what you're supposed to do for once in your life?
I am! Even though I'm exhausted from the long commute, I sacrifice my sleep so that I can cook for you and your parents. How is that slacking?
I don't care about that. You keeping your job is your own choice just to satisfy your own ego. Your responsibilities are at home. I won't let you slack off on things just because you selfishly want to keep working. Asking us to eat leftovers doesn't sound like a responsible wife to me. You think heating up leftovers is cooking? You're the definition of lazy.
Why don't you cook something before you come at me for my cooking? I've never seen you make so much as a sandwich.
My mom said house chores are the wife's job. I agree with her. It's not my place or my job.
I wake up at 4 a.m. to cook and clean and go to work at 5:30 a.m. every morning. I come home past 9 p.m. to do laundry and make food for all of you to eat the next day. I sleep past midnight every night. I get 4 hours of sleep, Harry. 4 hours. All of you literally work in the building next door to the house. All you have to do is wake up a little before 8 and walk over to work at 9. You can take lunch breaks whenever you want to, and sometimes you come home before 5 p.m. But I've never seen any of you do any housework.
Why should we do your work? You're the frickin' wife, Florence. It's not our job, it's yours.
Don't you want to take care of the house you live in?
Why don't you take care of it?
I thought we agreed when we got married that we'd both keep working.
You do your work as a wife. I do my work as next in line at my dad's construction firm. Isn't that what we said?
Stop twisting the truth, Harry. You know we never agreed on that. You ignored all of my wishes and went behind my back. I didn't want to move, but you and your mom packed all of our things while I was at work. You tricked me. You and your whole family tricked me into this.
Flo, I'm my parents' only son. I have to do what I have to do.
Harry, I'm begging you. Please think about me. Think about our family more.
Think about our family. What do you mean?
I'm honestly freaking out right now. I haven't been feeling well recently, and I thought it was because of the lack of sleep. But I found out that I'm pregnant.
You're pregnant? Are you sure?
I thought I was sick because I was adjusting to the new environment, but I guess I was wrong. I'm 3 months pregnant. For the sake of our future kid and our relationship, I need you to prioritize us.
If you're pregnant, that means we'll have an heir to the family business. Mom is going to be ecstatic when she hears the news. I have to tell her right now.
Wait, it's only the first trimester. I wanted to wait till the pregnancy is stable before I let everyone else know.
Oh, but I just posted online that we're pregnant.
You did what? You posted it online? I thought you were going to tell your mother about this, not the whole freaking internet.
I mean, you're actually pregnant, right? It's great news. Why not?
How could you treat this so lightly?
Mom kept pestering me about grandkids and heirs to the family business. She's going to be so happy when she hears this.
Harry, once the baby is born, I don't think I can keep living like this. And I definitely don't want to live at that house.
Why not? Mom will help take care of the kid. Isn't it better if we're living with them?
That house isn't built for 2 families. There aren't enough rooms, and the house is so old, and the stairs are ridiculously steep, and there are things everywhere. What if the kid accidentally eats something she's not supposed to? It's just not the sort of environment to raise a child.
I grew up there just fine.
I'm saying it's not the kind of place for the 2 of us to raise a child. We have to raise our child in an environment that works for us.
So are you saying you want to move out of my family's house?
If you think about our future, then yes. From finding a nursery school for our baby to my work, staying at your parents' house isn't a realistic option for us.
My mom is never going to agree to that.
Screw what your mom thinks. What do you think? I want to know what you think. This isn't about your mom. This is about us. This is about our family.
I think we should do what my mom says.
Harry, my obgyn thinks I should rethink my current living conditions. I'm about to go for a checkup as we speak.
Where's the checkup? My mom wants to know.
It's fine. I'll go on my own.
Come on, it's her first grandchild. She wants to ask the doc a bunch of questions.
Just leave me alone, Harry. Let me deal with this on my own until the pregnancy stabilizes. So could you please think about moving out of your parents' house? If you care about me and our future child, that's the least you can do.
Fine, I'll think about it.
I heard you delivered the baby. And that it's a healthy baby boy. Yes, the baby's born. He's a big and healthy baby. He was a little too big, so it was a challenging birth, but everything is okay now. I let you run back to your own parents until you had the baby, but I'd like you to come back as soon as you're discharged and bring our grandson back home. The doctor told me that I need bed rest for at least a month given how difficult the birth was. I plan on staying here until I'm doing better. Are you trying to keep the baby away from us? I can't believe how greedy you are! If you care so much about the baby, then why haven't you come to visit me even once since I came here? Our family runs a construction company. We don't have time to make little visits. We're busy. You're busy? Don't you have weekends off? And plus, it's so far away. I'm literally a 2-hour drive away. Oh, shut up, Florence. Stop being so petty and bring back my grandson. And plus, you have to pack your things and move out as soon as you come back. What are you talking about? Moving out? Who's moving out? You, of course. Oh my god. Am I allowed to move out of the house? Yes, you can. I can't believe Harry actually agreed to this. I thought he wouldn't take my side on this. He thought things through very carefully and decided that the best option is for you to get a divorce and move out of the house. Wait, who said anything about a divorce? I'd like you to bring the heir to our business back to our home, pack your bags, and leave. I don't understand. What are you saying? You want me to leave my child with you? And why would I leave Harry? While you were back slacking off at your family home, Harry found a lovely new lady that is perfect for our family. I was on maternity leave to deliver my baby. What do you mean slacking off? But before I even get to that, what do you mean Harry met someone? He fell in love with a woman who comes from a family of respectable politicians. They started dating and clicked immediately, and they're already talking about getting married. This can't be true. I just had a baby. The woman can't become pregnant herself, so I want her to raise my grandchild as her own son. Since we're a construction company, having a connection to a family of politicians is perfect for us. So I'd like you to divorce Harry and move out of the house. Are you saying Harry has been cheating on me? Harry was messing around with another woman while I was out here, on my own, struggling through labor? Yes, that's correct. He started seeing her before you went back to your parents' house, to be exact. While you were out at work, she would come over to our house and go out on dates with Harry. The two of them were steadily deepening their love while you were gone. I suppose you didn't notice, given how stupid you are. He was cheating on me while I was at work? So you and Harry's father agreed to this? You let this happen? I'd much rather have Harry marry her and build ties with her family. It's much more beneficial to us than him marrying a lowlife like you. Honestly, at this point, I'm not surprised by anything that comes out of your mouth. Now, of course, this won't be for free. We're done with you. I'll give you $30K for you to leave my husband and the child with me. Are you sure? That's so generous of you. Huh? Why do you suddenly sound so happy? I can't believe you're giving me $30K. That's far more than the average alimony in adultery cases. And since Harry and I haven't been married for long, $30K is a great deal for me. I know. So you'll leave him, right? Of course. I have to sign the divorce papers and discuss custody with Harry. I'd like to have the opportunity to speak about this with Harry privately. I don't want you to be a part of the divorce proceedings. Fine, if you insist. If you're still in love with Harry and want a chance to speak with him before everything comes to an end, I'll let you do that. I don't want to risk my health, so I'd like Harry to come out here to speak with me. I can't believe how stubborn you are. Don't you want the divorce to be final sooner rather than later? Then it's probably better for him to come to me than to wait for me to recover. All right, fine. I'll give him the divorce papers and have him come to you. Thank you for your understanding. Everything is finally coming together. It hasn't even been a year since Harry and I got married. But thank you for everything, I guess. Well, I feel like you should be the one thanking me after everything I did for you and your family. But that doesn't matter anymore. No, it doesn't. Thank God I never have to deal with you and your stubborn, pathetic attitude ever again. Whatever. Goodbye. Florence, why haven't you come back here yet? It's been 3 months. When are you bringing my grandson to me? Oh, hi, Rose. It's been a while. We paid you the money, and it's been 3 months. The baby should be able to leave the house by now. That child is meant to take over our family business. Hurry up and bring him to us and cut ties with Harry. Enough is enough! What are you talking about? I have full custody of my baby. What?
What are you talking about? What do you mean you have full custody of the baby? How did that happen? I thought Harry has full custody.
Oh gosh, I guess you haven't heard anything from Harry. When Harry and I met to discuss the conditions of our divorce, we decided that I would have full custody of our child while Harry pays child support. We settled on this in the presence of our lawyers. It's been set in stone for months now.
That can't be! Harry hasn't mentioned any of this to me.
I guess Harry wasn't particularly interested in having children to begin with. He agreed to pay the child support and the alimony up front and handed me full custody of the baby when we signed our divorce papers.
You're lying. And plus, we only paid you the alimony.
Rose, maybe you should take a look at your family and your company's financial situation a little better from now on.
What are you suggesting, Florence? What are you talking about?
I definitely received both the alimony and the child support in full. Both of those payments came from your husband's bank account. Don't you know about this?
That's impossible. I don't know any of this. When did this happen?
I doubt Harry had much money to his name after quitting his previous company and joining the family business. But I don't really care who paid me the money from which account, since I already got what's mine.
Oh my goodness. Are you saying Harry used my husband's account to pay you?
Wasn't the business already in the red for a while? I hope Harry didn't run the business dry by paying me.
I just checked our accounts and it's all gone. Even the investment from the bank that took months to finalize. All of it is gone because of you!
Oh, Rose, come on. This is all for your grandchild. The grandchild you were so excited to welcome into your family. Every single penny will be used to give him the life he deserves.
It's fine. We can figure out a way to get the money back through the marriage with the politician's daughter. Once we have that connection, we'll have more jobs at our construction company, and we can always get money from that woman's family. If you thought this would hurt us, you're wrong. We're tougher than that. This doesn't hurt one bit. If it's money, we have more than you can ever imagine. So enough with the nonsense, Florence. Give me the child. Now!
But wasn't that politician arrested recently? He's under investigation for money laundering or corruption or something along those lines. I have a feeling whatever ties you were hoping for might have gone up in smoke, Rose.
He was arrested?
If I remember correctly, there were always rumors going around that he was involved in some sneaky money laundering schemes. I heard the IRS and the FBI are all moving in on him. Are you sure everything is as okay as you say it is?
This can't be happening. How am I now hearing of this? I thought if Harry married into that family, we'd have a secure future and we'd never have to worry about money again.
Oh, if it's actually some sort of fraud case, I think everyone that had ties with him is going to be investigated, including your husband's company.
What investigation? What could they possibly have on us?
Probably your cash flow and all of your financial statements, contracts, investments. We're talking about a potential money laundering politician here. They're going to want to know if you received any money from him or helped him hide something. Or if you've given him money. You'd be screwed if they found out you've done something like that.
Of course we have! We had no choice!
Oh wow, you admitted that pretty quickly. Well, I'm not part of the IRS or the police force, so it doesn't really matter what you did or what happens to you. I got what I asked for.
Oh my god, what am I supposed to do? We might lose all of our money, our company, and our heir! We might lose everything we've worked for. This can't be true. Florence, this cannot be true.
Anyhow, I have a feeling this is no longer my place to speak. I'm looking forward to seeing your husband's company on the news.
Florence, you can't do this to us. You can't leave us like this. Give us back the alimony and the child support immediately. And come back to our home with my grandchild right now.
There's no reason for me to go back to that house. Plus, Harry has a new wife now.
That doesn't matter! I'll force them to break up. Harry will do anything I tell him to. I can't let us stay on this sinking ship. I have to save my family from losing everything.
I honestly think it's too late, Rose. Weren't you saying the business is already in the red? I don't think you can do anything to turn things around at that point. Just accept the fact that it's all over for you and your family.
Weren't you working in accounting or finance or something? Come back immediately and rewrite our books.
Jesus Christ, Rose. What are you trying to do now?
I want you to come back and get rid of anything that could be used as evidence of tax fraud or money laundering. I want you to clean up our accounts. If we don't act quickly, they're going to come after us.
Do you seriously want to be held responsible for the destruction of our family? I don't care and I don't want to be involved, Rose. I'm done with you and your family. I want to live a quiet life with my son, far away from all of this drama. That child is my grandson. That's Harry's son. We have every right to him. Like I said, Harry gave up his right to my son. I have full custody of him now. He hasn't even met his own child. Not even once. If you want to live separately, you can. Go ahead. I'll let you do that. So remarry Harry, come back to our family, and fix our business. You probably don't have anything to do since you're on maternity leave or sick leave or whatever. You don't have anything better to do. I'm busy raising my son, Rose. I don't want anything to do with this. And I can't help you get out of this mess. This is beyond me. Anyways, goodbye, Rose. You won't be hearing from me anymore. I have to meet with my lawyer to discuss suing that woman who Harry had an affair with for causing emotional damages, and also put a restraining order on you and your family. No, this can't be happening. Where did I make a mistake? Is this because I chose her over you? If I knew any of this would have happened, I wouldn't have let Harry get close to her. Florence, are you ignoring me? Florence! Someone help us! Please! Florence, you can't leave us like this! The money laundering case turned out to be a major scandal, and authorities ended up investigating Harry's father's company too. They found out the entire family, from Harry's parents to Harry himself, was involved in an elaborate money laundering and tax fraud scheme, and the company was immediately shut down. To top it all off, since Harry paid the alimony and child support with the investment money from the bank, that entire family, including the woman he cheated on me with, are now face-to-face with poverty. Thank you for watching! If you enjoyed the video, press the like button. And everyone else, we'd love to hear your comments. Don't forget to subscribe too! Your support means so much to us. There are other satisfying videos, so take a look at the rest of our channel. See you at the next video! Hi, April. How are you doing? Are you busy right now? Because I thought you might be too busy wallowing in the fact that you weren't invited to Sebastian's wedding. It's kind of funny how we're experiencing completely different things. Because you're depressed while I'm having just a wonderful time. This wedding is so gorgeous. I'm having such a great time. It's really incredible. I just have such great taste. This wedding turned out amazing. I can't believe you have the nerve to contact me after what you did. I know that you're the reason that I wasn't invited to the wedding. You begged Sebastian not to invite me, his own mother, to one of the most important events of his life. I mean, of course I asked him to not invite you. I have eyes. Have you seen yourself? You're absolutely hideous. I didn't want you to destroy my beautifully curated special day. Having an uggo at my wedding was not part of the plan. It's really shocking because Sully is quite good looking. I really don't know what you did to convince him to marry you. That's it. That's the reason you made sure I wasn't invited. It's a valid reason. The photos and videos of this day are going to last forever. Do you think we would want your face ruining these special memories? Not only are you hard on the eyes, but you kind of dress like a poor person. It's almost like you're cursed to be poor. I'm surprised that at your age you haven't learned to dress yourself. I didn't want you bringing any bad energy on my special day, and I didn't want to take any risks on the most important day of my life. It's my wedding. It had to be perfect. What have you been telling people about my absence? Most people expect the groom's parents to be at a wedding, so I'm sure people are wondering where I am. Oh, don't worry about that. I have it all covered. I told everyone that you and Sully got divorced, so it was just difficult for you to be there today. What? Why would you say that? That's not something to joke about, you know. I thought it was a great idea, especially since no one wants to talk about divorce at a wedding. Why would you tell a lie that can so easily be proven false? People are going to immediately find out that we aren't divorced. What are you going to do when the wedding's over and everything's back to normal? Everyone will see that we're still together. Gosh, calm down. Just like I came up with that genius idea, I had another spark of inspiration. I made sure that the divorce wasn't a lie. See? Everything's going to be fine. What's that supposed to mean? I don't know how to make things clearer. I made sure that you two getting a divorce was the truth. You still aren't making any sense. You're saying Sully and I are actually divorced? Yes, exactly. Took you long enough. It's like trying to teach the elderly how to use the internet. I went ahead and filled out the forms to petition for divorce and filed them with the court. What? Why would you do that? I'm just a very detail-oriented person. I make sure that nothing gets left behind. It's really incredible how I just think of everything, isn't it? I can't believe my eyes right now. Did you really file for divorce? How? I never signed anything. I don't even know what those forms look like. How could you file the petition when I've never even looked at these documents, let alone signed them? You're so silly. I told you I did it all. I took care of the whole thing, so you have nothing to worry about. Yes, you keep saying that you did it, but how would you have done it? What do you mean? You just fill out the forms and then submit them to the court to start the divorce process. But I never filled out any forms. I know. I keep telling you I took care of it for you. Are you okay? I know you're old, but you shouldn't have memory issues yet. I really don't know how you're not getting it. It's especially rude of you to not make an effort to understand since I'm taking time out of my own wedding to explain a favor I did for you. It can't be that hard to understand. Unless you're just that stupid. I know you're ugly and old, but are you really stupid too? Maybe I should have assumed that from how you dress yourself. It's just so ridiculous. Who does something like that? It doesn't even sound like it would be possible to file for someone else's divorce. Oh, it might just be an age thing. It might be difficult to keep up with society when you're getting left behind even more every day. Ella, I'm really not that old. I'm only 58 and I'm still working full-time. 58 is so much older than me. You have 30 years on me. I'm sorry, but I have to be the one to tell you the truth. You're an old hag. Okay, I'm feeling nice, so I'll explain everything one more time. Aren't you happy to have such a nice person marrying Sebastian? This is it, so listen closely, okay? I'm not going to repeat myself again. I, in an act of the utmost kindness, went out of my way to file documents for your divorce. In other words, I did you a big favor. Isn't it great? Do you finally get it now? Is everything clear, Granny? So you filed divorce paperwork on behalf of Sully and I somehow. Yes, exactly! I guess your old brain still is working. Ugh, it's such a pain to explain things to the elderly. You're lucky I'm so patient. Why would you think you could just do that without anyone's permission? I mean, I talked to Sebastian and Sully about it, and they both said it was okay. What? Sebastian and Sully both said they're okay with this. You're really sure that they're both on board with this? Of course they are. I'm not stupid like you. I wouldn't do something they didn't want. Unlike you, who tortured them every day by making them look at your hideous face. They both jumped at the idea. I think they're excited to start their new life. Now that they're free from you, they feel so much better. Sebastian really said all of that about me. He did. He actually complains about you almost every single day. I know his job can be stressful too, but he honestly complained about you more than anything. He said that you were an old hag that nags too much. It must really be terrible to not only be so hideous, but to be such a failure that even your only son hates you.
I mean, anything I ever said to him was just because I was looking out for him. I never meant to pester him. I just worry about him. You know how Sebastian can be. Sometimes he's not the most cautious person.
Maybe you should have spent more time worrying about yourself. Then maybe you could do something about that face of yours.
Regardless of how you feel about my appearance, I'm still your mother-in-law. I don't understand how you could speak to me like that. I don't know how you could speak to anyone like that. Do you treat your own parents the same way? Do they know what kind of person you are?
There it is, the hag nag. It's so annoying. You should really shut up. Maybe you could learn a thing or two from my parents. They never complained about anything I did. Do you know why they stayed out of my way?
As a parent, I can't imagine why they would do that.
Well, it's because I'm beautiful. Just drop-dead gorgeous.
This conversation is getting more confusing by the minute. What are you talking about?
My parents are just so proud to have a daughter that turned into such a stunning woman. They let me get away with pretty much anything. I turned out so amazing that there was nothing else to improve on. Nothing that could make me better. I've never even gotten in trouble a single time with them in my entire life.
I can see how you grew up to be an ill-mannered, spoiled princess.
What's with the rude comments after everything I've done for you? Is this the dreaded nagging of the mother-in-law that wives have to deal with? Well, too bad. I couldn't care less about what you say to me. I only listen to people who are at least as good-looking as me, or above. That's a joke because I'm a perfect 10. Not only that, but now that you're divorced, it's not like you're really Sebastian's mother anymore. Which also means you're not even my mother-in-law. Hooray for me! So don't act like you have any power over me. Because you don't. You're just some ugly, divorced hag.
That's really not how any of this works. Even if the divorce was real, I would still be Sebastian's mother, so nothing would change. I am still your mother-in-law, and you should be respectful.
I don't care. That's not how I see it. So to me, you're nothing. I'm sure you were overjoyed to find out that Sebastian could marry such a rich debutante like me. But I can't have some unrelated rando tied to me. And Sebastian agrees as well. You just don't fit into the kind of family we're envisioning.
I couldn't care less about your family's money. I've honestly never even thought about it your entire relationship.
You really think I would believe that? I'm not slow like you. There's no way you didn't think about the money. I'm sure you made a bunch of plans now that Sebastian was marrying such a rich person. Like thinking everything in your retirement would be taken care of, that you could go on trips and have a better lifestyle. But you won't get any of that. I don't want to spend my precious money taking care of some ugly monster. Not only do I not want to take care of you, I actually would prefer if you disappeared already. I think that would make everyone so much happier. You'd actually be useful for once. Isn't that great?
I honestly never planned on using any of your money. Like I said before, I still work full-time and have my own retirement funds and savings, so I'll be just fine.
That doesn't sound convincing at all. I'm sure you're just trying to act like some good person who doesn't care about money because you make so little.
I don't care about the money. What's more important right now is Sully. Did he really say he was okay with the divorce?
Of course he did. Is it really so hard to believe that he would want to leave you? It's only natural that he would choose his beautiful daughter-in-law side over his ugly, evil ex-wife. Sully even signed his part of the divorce petition himself. Even Sebastian helped out where he could. They both couldn't wait to get the process started. Isn't it wonderful? All of us working together so well already as a new family. So, how does it feel to be thought of as unnecessary by everyone? Your own family doesn't even want you. I mean, I've always been a welcome present, so I can't relate at all. But it must be so horrible. Of course it is. I'm completely in shock. I've spent a good portion of my life to provide a good life for Sebastian and to be a good partner to Sully. I never thought that they would think of me like this. That's so hilarious. First the wedding and now this? So much crying for you today. Most people don't look good when they cry. Except for me, of course. So wouldn't an ugly hag make the ugliest crier ever? No, I'm not crying. I'm stronger than you think. I guess that makes sense. You've probably been ugly your whole life, so you must be used to being hated. Just being born with that face of yours. Your life must be awful. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. I'm lucky I'm so beautiful. Like I said, I'm even pretty when I cry. That's definitely not the case for you, though. Just imagining you crying makes me feel like I'm going to be sick. You call yourself beautiful, but the things you say are so ugly. Sorry, I'm just such an honest and truthful person. I can't help but tell you the truth, too. Also, I've been holding back since the moment we met. It's been such a struggle until now. So I'm happy that I can finally tell you how I feel. There's no way I was going to be related, even by law, to someone so hideous. Even if you feel that way, there was no need to go this far. I've been nothing but kind to you, and you've been extremely unkind. If anyone was unkind to you, it was fate, maybe. Letting you be born with such an ugly face like that. It's truly cruel. Being born into the world with that face of yours was just the first of many unfortunate events destined to ruin your life. I've never thought of myself as an unfortunate person, and I like to think I've had a pretty nice life. But maybe I made some mistakes in who I chose to share that life with. We were married for 35 years. That's more than half of my life that I've shared with that man. I never would have thought that he would treat me like this. I can't believe it either. To think that he would put up with someone like you for 35 whole years. If I were in his shoes, I would have left long ago. Actually, I don't think I would have even married you in the first place because, ew. I know it's important to be strong and endure hard times, but that seems excessive. If that's really what both my husband and son want, I'll go along with it. There's nothing else for me to say about it, and I'd rather not stand in the way of their happiness. I'm okay with moving on. Well, that's great to hear. I guess we can go off and start our life as newlyweds. I'm so happy that I won't have to worry about looking at you ever again. We're going to be the ideal good-looking power couple and live happily ever after. I'm sure your life will continue to suck, but good luck with everything. Make sure not to party too hard, but also don't stick around for too long. Just live a nice, simple life for a few more years, then be on your way. That way, we'll get the inheritance we deserve. Not like there's anything for an uggo like you to spend your money on. Oh, I almost forgot, but there's something else I needed to tell you. What now? I thought we were finished. Well, maybe if you were smarter, I wouldn't have to worry. But considering how our conversation earlier went, I think it's safest if I make things crystal clear, since you have a hard time understanding things. Fine. What do you want? Well, Sebastian and I will be leaving for our amazing honeymoon soon. So I just wanted to make sure that you will be gone by the time we got back. That should be enough time, right? What? Why would I leave my own home? Sebastian, Sully, and I will be living together as one happy family, so it would be pretty awkward if you were there too. Ah, I see. And I'm assuming they're both on board with me moving out too, right? Of course they are. Why would they want a hideous ghost of the past haunting their new happy life? Not only that, but it would just be so rude of you to stay in Sully's home. You're divorced now. It's only natural to leave and get your own place. I know I said to leave by the time we got back, but you should really just move out ASAP. It's already really uncomfortable to think about some stranger living in our home. Okay, fine. I get it. It's not like I was going to keep trying to live here either. Great! Now I can go enjoy my honeymoon with peace of mind. Wow, good for you. Don't act like you don't care. It's not that I don't care. I'm just over it all. Oh, by the way, Sully is going on vacation as well. I see. That's why he hasn't come home from the wedding yet. Yep, that's right. I'm glad you're getting all this so quickly. Unlike earlier, when your granny brain couldn't keep up. Maybe your senses are heightened because you're in survival mode after being abandoned by your family. It sounds sad, but it's your own fault they left, so it's honestly pathetic. Are you going to have to live on the streets now? Nope, I'll be just fine. Well, just to be safe, let me make this clear as well. Even if you need help, don't bother us, okay? You're a complete stranger now, and we don't give handouts. Yes, that's true. I'll keep doing my best so that I don't have to ask you for anything. I just imagined your ugly face all fired up to work hard, and I can't stop laughing. Thanks for the hilarious mental image. At least you have that going for you. It's always funny to see an ugly person try to do anything. Sure. Anyways, when will you be returning from your honeymoon? We'll be back in 3 weeks, so that should give you more than enough time to leave. My parents actually gifted us an all-expenses-paid trip, so we were able to get a few different stops in and take it slow. I can't wait to leave. In 3 weeks. Got it. When will Sully be back? Well, he said his vacation would be around the same length, so around 3 weeks as well. He said he was going to take it slow and maybe visit a resort himself. He deserves some rest after tolerating your marriage for so long. Hopefully, all 3 of us will be super refreshed by the time we get back and we can start our life as a happy family. That's great for you. I'll make sure to be gone before everyone is back. Fantastic! I'm so happy to hear that. We'll be able to start our new lives together without worrying about seeing you around. Yes, that's right. Okay then. Well, I'll go and enjoy my honeymoon. Make sure to not leave anything behind. I'm not going to bring it to you. Nor do I want you coming by for it, so if you leave something, it's going to be thrown out. It honestly would ruin my mood even looking at your stuff. So I'd actually prefer if you didn't leave anything, though. And don't forget to clean everything, too. I don't want any trace of you left, even in the dust. Sure, I'll take care of everything. Okay then, have a nice life. Not that I think you can. Hey, April! Where are you? What do you want? Can you please stop calling me? I'm pretty sure there's nothing left to discuss between us. What is this? Explain everything! Explain what? Can you be more specific? Don't play dumb. Why is the house up for sale? Oh, I see. That's what you were calling about. I knew it. This is all you, isn't it? What did you do? I mean, I did exactly as you wanted. I took all my belongings and left before you got back from your honeymoon. I told you we were going to live there after we got back. Why would you put it up for sale? Also, who gave you the right to do that? I was just doing what you asked of me. You said to make sure I took care of all my belongings, so I made sure to get rid of everything I wasn't going to bring with me. I did exactly that, and took care of everything I didn't want. What does that mean? I'll have you know, I worked really hard to give you what you wanted. 3 weeks sounds like a lot of time, But on top of finding a new place, finalizing the divorce, moving everything out, doing touch-ups, finding a realtor, and getting the staging done, it really wasn't that much time. I personally would have liked at least another month to maybe do some small renovations to make the house a bit more modern, but I'm friends with a realtor who was happy to list the house as is. So we were able to expedite things and got it on the market ASAP, especially with the great location. She was happy to help. It's not your house to sell. It's Sully's. And he's not going to be happy about this. Did he say that it was his? Yeah, that's what he told me. That's why he also wanted to kick you out, so the three of us could live in his house together. Oh, Sully. How funny. I know it's been 35 years since we got married, but you would think that he'd remember something this important. But I guess when you've been together that long, it's only natural to assume you share things, like you've been sharing your life. What are you babbling about, Grandma? Well, that house was a wedding gift. From my father. When he passed, it became my property. So it's always been mine. And as part of my belongings, I would take care of it like I said I would. What? I mean, did he really think that it was his just because he's lived there for the past 35 years? He doesn't own the city just because he's lived there his whole life. So why would he think the house is any different? Maybe I should be worried. Has he been having any other issues with his memory lately? I mean, there's nothing I can do about it now. We're finally divorced, so it's your problem as his new family. Finally divorced? What do you mean by that? I suggested that we split up before, but he didn't agree. He said he wanted to stay together, so I try to make it work, but it's been hard. Why would you be the one trying to divorce him? He's just so careless with money. It's always been a problem, but it's gotten worse with time. I've brought it up multiple times throughout our marriage, but he's never listened. I've been doing my best to make sure we follow a budget, but there's only so much I can do when he's not willing to make an effort. Then where did he get all his money from? What makes you think he has any money? Sebastian said so. He said that his dad got $500,000 as a retirement bonus. Well, he's not wrong. The bonus was around that much. Then we should be fine for a while. That'll last us for a good amount of time. He could even just use it to get us a new place. Like maybe one of those luxury condos that were just recently finished. I think you're forgetting about the other thing I said. Remember? Oh, he's pretty careless when it comes to money. Do you really think he would still have that much lying around? Huh? I'm pretty sure he's already spent all of it, either on gambling or making some risky investments. What about the investments? Surely at least one of them worked out. Nope. All he thought about was getting rich quick, so he didn't really vet anything. Now his net worth is negative thanks to all of the debt he has. He's in debt? No one told me about that. Yeah, he sure is. He was still my husband, and it's not like he's never helped me out, so I thought I should try and support him. But trying to help someone who won't help themselves really takes a toll on you. He hasn't worked in a few years now, so he doesn't really have any income. He's been using his Social Security to make payments, but it's not enough to make any significant impact on his debt. Which is why he needed money for things like food and other necessities. I'm not heartless enough to just ignore that. I did what I could to help. But that's why he didn't want to get a divorce, because he was relying on my income to support himself after the bad decisions he made. That can't be true. You really did me a favor by convincing him to go through with the divorce, so thank you. What's that supposed to mean? Just that. Thanks to you, I was finally able to get divorced. Not only that, he wanted it so I don't have to feel guilty about leaving him. He must be so happy to have a rich girl like you as a daughter-in-law. That's really great for him. But he went on a vacation too. How could he afford a vacation if he was broke? I actually had that same exact question. I was pretty confused how he could put together the money for such a long vacation. But apparently he not only is in debt with banks, but he's also in debt with some shady people as well. There were some scary-looking people who came by recently looking for him. I let them know that as his ex-wife, I couldn't really help them. How could you do that? It's true, isn't it? I'm sure he'll rely on his wealthy daughter-in-law to make his troubles go away. Especially with how much you pushed for our divorce. What else would he expect? He probably thought that you were offering to take care of him just like you would your own parents. By the way, just out of curiosity, what did you say to get him to agree to the divorce? I told him that he doesn't need you anymore, since I'm a part of his family now. That it would be more fun that way, the three of us enjoying life together. Oh, he definitely thought that meant that you would take care of him. I'm 100% sure of it. I'm a part of your family now. To him meant my parents will take care of everything for us. What? That's not what I said. Besides, even if it came to that, we would be fine. My parents would definitely help their precious daughter out. So we have nothing to worry about. Oh, that reminds me. Your parents actually reached out to me. Well, they were really concerned about my absence at the wedding. And they were even more concerned when you told them that Sally and I recently got divorced. So they reached out to see if I was okay. That was really sweet of them. Why would they be worried about you? Well, they said that you can't really do anything on your own. Since you said you were going to be a stay-at-home wife, they were really worried that without me there to help teach you, Sebastian might get fed up with you. It's a bit of a traditional view, but since you chose to not work, it's only fair that you would learn how to take care of a home. What's that supposed to mean? They would never talk about me as if I was some incompetent loser. They got a bit emotional during the call and started opening up about how they regretted the way they raised you. They felt guilty about letting you become so selfish and narcissistic. They said that the only thing you knew how to do was spend money. Stop lying. They would never say such terrible things about me. They're proud of me. It seems like your marriage was a godsend to them. They said a burden had been lifted off their shoulders. They were glad that you could find someone to put up with you, because it was really wearing on them. Shut up! Stop this slander! I'm actually an honest person, just like you. I'm only sharing the truth. Your parents and I actually have a few things in common, too. I told them all about how I was selling the house and getting my own place, and it turns out they were planning to do that same thing. What? They were really worried about you burning through all of their hard-earned savings, so they were going to distance themselves a bit after you got married. You seemed so adamant about spending time with your new family, too, that they were planning on selling their home. I heard that they wanted a nice, quiet life in the countryside so they could spend more time together. The countryside? Where are they going? I'm not sure. It's not like they gave me all the details. If anything, shouldn't you be the one to know where they're going? You're their daughter, after all. I mean, I tried to call them multiple times during the honeymoon, but they never picked up. Oh, maybe they already moved then. Perhaps they're somewhere without good reception, since they wanted to be alone together. No way. They wouldn't just do that without telling me. They did say something about how they might just cut you off completely. How could they abandon their own daughter? Who does that to their child? Abandoned? Child? Ella, I don't think that really applies when you're a 28-year-old fully grown adult woman. I would like to think that you can at least take care of yourself at this age. Well, what am I supposed to do now? Your ex-husband is dealing with a massive amount of debt, and now my parents aren't around to provide any kind of support. Am I supposed to just live off of Sebastian's salary? Sure, he makes good money, but just his income isn't enough to support all three of us. I have a certain standard of living that I expect to be able to maintain. Oh, wait. If you're planning to rely on Sebastian, you must have not heard yet. What are you talking about? What happened with Sebastian? He was fired a while ago. I think it's been over a month now. I'm surprised he hasn't told you yet. What? That can't be true. I made sure not to say anything since he insisted on telling you himself as your fiancé. But if he hasn't told you by now, it was bound to come out soon enough. Why was he fired? He had such a good job. I don't know all the details, but apparently he was responsible for some huge mistake that cost the company a lot of money. No way. He's found a new job though, right? He isn't unemployed, is he? As far as I know, no company wants him after what happened. On top of that, he's being fined to pay for the damages too, so I've heard that it's been pretty rough. Are you telling me that there is not a single person with an income in this household? How is he planning on supporting us? How are we supposed to get by? He said something about how you would take care of things. I thought it meant you agreed to support him with your job, but now I see that it was just your parents' wealth that he was referring to. How could he just expect me to pay for everything without even consulting me? Is he stupid? Who would do that? I agree. It's pretty unbelievable. You would think that he would know better. I guess that's another thing your parents and I have in common. I also failed with raising him. Nothing I taught him seems to have stuck with him. I'm not sure where I went wrong. He seemed to have learned a lot from his father, though, including his spending habits. He really has no idea how to manage money. Why the hell did I even get married then? What was the point of all this? What did I work so hard for? I was marrying Sebastian because he had a good job at a big company. And our marriage would be believable because I'm not that out of his league. He was supposed to be able to give me everything I wanted. The picture-perfect family, the expensive vacations, the brand-name clothes. There's only so much I can do with my allowance. Oh, that's why you wanted to marry him. That makes a lot of sense. I guess it's unfortunate for you that things turned out this way then. I mean, you at least got one thing that you wanted. You said before that you wanted to be the ideal good-looking power couple. So you at least have that going for you. I hope you have a long and happy marriage together. I'm sure you two will surpass 35 years in no time. This isn't what I wanted at all. Thanks to you, I'm going to finally be able to live my life for myself. I feel a little bad, but they were the ones who wanted me to leave. So I'll enjoy my life and do everything that I couldn't until now. I'm really glad you helped me get out of such an awful situation. Thank you so much. Good luck to all three of you. Hope you have a nice life, if you can afford one. No, wait, come back. We need you. You're the only one who can help us. We can't make it without you. I'm sure we can move past this and get along. Let's all be a family together. Come back, please. Thanks to what little was left of Ella's savings, the three of them were able to find a place to stay. It's the cheapest housing around in a bad part of town, and from what I heard, it looked like it could fall apart at any moment. Sebastian is still having a hard time finding a full-time position even remotely similar to his last job. So all three of them are working part-time jobs around the clock to make ends meet. But due to my ex-husband's crippling debt, which they've barely made a dent in, money is still really tight and they're barely getting by. The three of them also seem to have a separate job together, where they work in shifts to try and contact me. All the phone calls and messages were getting to be too much, so I decided to change my number. As a little treat for the great year I had at work, I got myself a new phone as well. I'm now enjoying a peaceful life, not burdened by anyone else's issues. I've even been able to spend the time to go to workshops and explore new hobbies. I'm planning on finally taking a vacation with one of my really good friends, too. When I was still married, Between my job, taking care of the house, looking after Sebastian, there was just no time to focus on myself. Now I wake up every morning excited to see what the day will bring me. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe. Hey, is this Mia's number I'm texting? I got your details from my brother. I'm Sean's sister, Rachel. Oh, so you're Rachel. I've heard about you from Sean. I can't believe we're getting married. Is there something you wanted to talk about? I'd love to get to know you as well as Sean's other family members better. Hey, let's not do this. I don't have any plans on getting to know you better at all. Sorry? Did I do something? I'm only contacting you because there was something I wanted to mention. There's a little pre-party planned before the wedding, right? Yeah, that's what we have planned. I thought I already sent you an invite? Forget about it. I definitely won't be there. Oh, did you have something planned on that day? Look, that's none of your business. Let's just say that I'm not feeling up for it. What do you mean? I just feel sick thinking that someone who has an upbringing like you is waltzing into our family, pretending to be one of us. It disgusts me. Hold on, what are you talking about? Don't play dumb. You really thought he was special, didn't you? Get off your high horse. Clearly you never got taught your place. There are important, refined households like ours, and then poor folk like you who don't know the first thing about etiquette. Are you implying that I'm poor? Where did you get that idea? Don't worry, I heard. You were raised by a single parent, weren't you? Besides, you didn't even go to college and just started working after high school, right? Clearly your household was so short on cash that you couldn't even go to college. Seems like someone was living a peasant life. I don't think a person's worth is decided based on if they do or don't go to college. Stop trying to talk like you're smarter than me when you lack a proper education. You probably just graduated some low-end high school and got some random job afterwards. They do say that higher education directly relates to how much money you make after all. I don't want there to be bad blood between us before we've even met in person. But I want to set some things straight. You probably just heard that I was raised by a single parent and started to judge me solely based on that. But are you sure that's the right way to go about meeting new people? How immature do you have to be to use preconceptions as a reason to not meet someone? Hey, watch your words. I don't want to hear complaints from someone that clearly makes less of an income than I do. Excuse me, but I have a PhD in management and make 7 figures a year. Sorry, but I don't think you're realizing how pathetic you sound from the immature comparisons you've been making. I guess the stereotype that rich people are all condescending is true. It just makes me sad for your sake at this point. Who do you think you're talking to? This is the reason why you poor folk have such a bad reputation. You probably rely on government support, don't you? I can clearly see why rich people have bad reputations too. Especially when all you've done is judge me from the second we started talking. You've said remark after remark with absolutely no proof to back things up. Isn't that exactly what uneducated people do? Trust me, you'll regret making me your enemy. Look, I was trying to be nice from the very beginning. If anything, you're the one that's trying to make it so that we don't get along. Just be a good wife to my brother and stay quiet. I hear that you're 3 years older than me, so I expected you to be someone that's mature about their beliefs. But I suppose I couldn't have been more wrong. Seems to me that I was the more mature one. Be quiet! I was opposed to you marrying my brother from the very beginning, and I have no obligation to get along with you just because you're now a part of the family. I will not be attending your party. I'm sure everyone wouldn't be too pleased to hear that. I mean, the whole point of the pre-party is for both of our families to get to know one another. I don't want to repeat myself again, but I do not intend to get all buddy-buddy with you at all. I feel sick just thinking about it. Besides, I'm busy every single day working at my 5-star beauty salon as the manager. Though I suppose you wouldn't understand what it takes to lead a business. I do envy how much time poor folk like you have, though. Anyways, that's that. I will not be showing my face to the party. In fact, I don't have plans on going to the wedding either.
Do you realize how selfish you're sounding right now? Sean and I have been organizing everything regarding this wedding, and we've spoken about it to both of our parents. Rachel, please discuss this with your brother. Mia, good news. I'll be able to come to the pre-party. I was able to get some time off work and it all worked out.
Oh, that's great to hear, Mum.
Did you hear back from Sean's sister? You were saying that she was against the party as well as the wedding, right?
Yeah, I can't believe some people. Sean said he was going to take care of it himself, and everything I send to her seems to just get ignored. So I don't really know what's happening.
I'm really sorry you have to go through that, dear. It's disgusting that there's classism in this day and age just for being a single mother. Maybe things would have ended up differently if I hadn't gone through with the divorce.
Please, Mom, don't take it out on yourself. You thought really hard about all of that, right? Besides, I don't blame you for going through with it. You made the right decision back then with breaking up with Dad.
Thank you. But being through a divorce really does make things difficult sometimes.
He was a cheater, for God's sake. He didn't even pay for child support either, right?
Wait, how did you know that?
Mom, I lived with the two of you. I knew something was off from the beginning. Anyways, I was really grateful that you raised me all by yourself while working a full-time job.
All I could think about was making your life as pleasant as it could be.
And I'm so grateful for that.
Sorry, I shouldn't be bringing up divorce when your wedding is right around the corner. I'm sure it'll all go well.
Oh yeah, one thing I wanted to mention about Dad. I don't plan on telling him that I'm about to get married. It'd just be awkward getting him to come along to the celebrations.
Mia, about that. I don't know how he heard about it, but I got a text from him asking if he could come along.
You're kidding me.
Regardless of what you choose to do, you'll have my full support, dear. Knowing him, he probably heard rumors that you were marrying the son of the owner to a successful business or something.
I suppose Sean's father does have a lot of connections, being the head of a company and all. Ugh, this is a pain.
It was awful. I'll show you the text he sent me. I heard that Mia's getting married to a rich businessman. I'm sure she'll have a great life going forward. I can't believe all he can think about is money, even when it's about his own daughter.
Knowing him, he's probably low on money yet again.
Anyways, I'm going to leave the decision up to you, Mia. If anything happens, I will do everything I can to protect you from that man.
Don't worry. I don't have any interest in inviting him to my wedding. I've also heard from Grandma that he had been asking you for money when he was running low. I heard he ran off with some of your money when you went through with the divorce.
Oh, you heard about that.
That's why you had to work 6 days a week back then, right? I guess it was partially my fault since I was begging you to learn piano and gymnastics back in elementary school. Anyways, don't worry, Mom. I don't want to deal with him anymore. Besides, didn't he start a new family?
Wow, you really know everything.
Isn't that the reason why he left you to begin with? The girl he was cheating with got pregnant, so he ended up marrying her instead, right? I heard everything from Grandma a few years back when they thought I was ready to learn the truth.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Apparently, I have a stepbrother. Not that that matters, though. Anyways, Mum, are you sure you can text right now? Isn't your lunch break about to end?
Oh, I guess you're right. There's a lot lined up for me today. I was put in charge of dealing with a huge project to do with future stocks, so I've been stressed all morning. But talking to you has gotten rid of some of that stress.
Well, hey, at least you'll get good pay if you're leading the project.
I guess so, but it really is too stressful for my liking. And some of my team members just don't want to cooperate at all. I wonder if they think I'm just some bitter old lady.
You're still young, Mom.
Anyways, I really shouldn't be complaining. I'll talk to you later, dear. You've got this.
Mia, it's been a while. Oh, hi, Rachel. I hope you got the messages that Sean and I sent you over the past few months. The amount of texts you two were sending was driving me insane, so I finally responded. Are you happy now?
Thanks. I understand that you're a busy woman.
Anyways, I've said what I said. I oppose of the idea that a poor second-class citizen like you with a single parent is going to marry my brother. And I still have no plans on going to your wedding.
It's true that I grew up with a single mother because my dad left us when I was young. But my mom raised me with love and care.
But you didn't end up making it to college, did you?
I had a different career path that I wanted to take after high school. My mom has nothing to do with the fact that I didn't go to college. I don't regret my decision.
You thought of taking a different path in life because you didn't have the grades to have a higher education, correct?
Besides, I didn't even grow up in a poor household.
I'm sure what you think is poor is completely different from what I think is poor. It's called perspective. Ever heard of it? I hope your defense for not being poor is that you had a roof over your head.
Obviously, I had a house growing up.
You just want to marry Sean because he'll be next in line to be the head of our company after my father, right? You're just a gold digger that got close to my brother for the money. But I can see right through your plans.
I have never planned on taking any money from the very beginning.
I need to have a thorough talk with Sean about choosing women and how he ended up with a moneyless woman like yourself. He needs to get on my level when it comes to choosing partners. You see, I've been thinking about marriage too lately.
Oh, congratulations.
He's 5 years younger, but he's very charming. It seems like he can't get enough of me. And to top it off, he gets a very large wage working at an elite company that his father is in charge of. Though I don't really care about money. I'm the head of a 5-star salon, after all. But he definitely is worthy of becoming a part of our elite family with a personal history like that. He even went to Cambridge.
He's an elite businessman that went to Cambridge. I'm starting to think you're lying.
Oh, trust me. When you're as rich and important as I am, men like that swoon all over you. My eyes can just tell if someone is successful. Then again, I suppose successful people just draw other successful people closer without having to do anything. I'm planning on introducing myself to his parents on the day of your wedding, so don't take it personally that I won't be showing up. Not like I'd go to your wedding even if I was free.
Oh, it's a real coincidence that you're doing that the same day as our wedding.
Well, he insisted over and over that he wanted to marry me, so I just had to. It's hard being a successful woman like myself. Especially when so many rich men want to date you.
Right. So I guess you really won't be attending our wedding then?
Why don't you just call off your wedding altogether? I mean, my family view me so highly that I don't even know if they'd want to show up too with me being absent. I've actually told some of my close relatives that I'm against the whole thing, you know?
Excuse me?
I've told my cousins and uncle that you're just a gold digger trying to get our family's fortune after all. I'm sure at this point they think of you as some conniving little thief only doing this for the money.
You told them what? No wonder Sean's family didn't respond to any of my texts either.
Do you get it now? We live in a totally different world than you do. You and your mother don't deserve to step onto the same pedestal as equals in a wedding. I mean, what if someone thinks we're also in the working class too?
I understand. It seems like you're immature to the core.
Immature? Speak for yourself. Seems to me that you were trying to take all of our fortune and I caught you right before you could. No wonder you sound stressed. Could you just hurry up and call off the wedding so we could cut all our ties already? I don't want any one of my relatives believing that they have to pretend to be family with you. What if your bad luck rubs onto us?
You better not show yourself at the wedding.
Huh? Why are you telling me not to come now? Isn't this where you should be getting on your knees and begging for me to show up?
Well, it's clear to me that we could never get along. You were condescending toward my mum, calling us poor and uneducated, and didn't even listen to anything I had to say. Anyways, I'll be taking you off the list of invites to the wedding, since I know you'll just bring the mood down.
Great! I'm glad we can finally get all of this sorted out. But keep in mind, I wasn't lying about being popular amongst my family. If I don't go, I wonder how many people will end up going. And if you make me your enemy, I'm sure my family won't be too pleased with that either. I hope you'll enjoy the backlash. Anyways, I have more important things to do than talk with some second-class scum. How's the wedding? I hope there isn't too much backlash from my family that I'm not there. I thought that you didn't have time to be talking to someone like myself. I just wanted to check in to see how chaotic this wedding of yours had become. I'm sure you could cut the tension in the air with a knife. I'm rooting for you, though. Thanks for checking in. You were going to meet up with your boyfriend's parents today, weren't you? Oh, right, about that. I got that all sorted last week. But regardless, something came up today, so I wouldn't have been able to go to your wedding. I'm a busy woman, unlike someone. Oh, I see. I'm running a 5-star salon, after all. When you're the boss of a company this important, you just always have things to do and places to be, you see. Though it's safe to say you'd never be able to experience something like that. Sorry, Rachel. I need to go now. The wedding is about to start. You know, I work with importing and exporting cosmetics as well. Oh, that sounds very stressful. Oh, totally. We just had an offer from a super high-end brand called Teresa to sell their products at our salons. I'm sure you're shocked hearing the name. I mean, who doesn't know them? And we'll be collaborating any time now. Well, I'm happy for you. Of course, something like this is expected when you're on my caliber. But I'm sure I'm going to meet far more VIPs moving forward when I become good friends with the head of the company. In fact, it just so happened that the boss is going to a wedding today. I didn't get a proper invitation, but I'm planning on showing up just to leave a good impression. You see, that's actually my wedding, and if you remember, you're actually not invited anymore. The head of Teresa is my mom. Wait, what? Hold on, say that again. You're the daughter of the head of Teresa? I mean, couldn't you tell from the address and dates that were on the invitation that I gave you? I'm surprised you didn't think something was off that both weddings overlapped. I threw it out without reading it because your name was on the invitation. I could have guessed. I'm surprised you even had the lack of decency to just rock up to a wedding uninvited. I was just going to drop by with my boyfriend and say hello to my client. He's going to be my next secretary, after all. I thought it would be good if he had a chance to talk with the client, too. That'd leave a great first impression, right? Well, you've made a terrible impression on me. I've told Mom about the things you've said to me. She knows that you had no interest to come to my wedding, and she's seen all of the awful things you've said about my upbringing. Hey, that was all just a figure of speech is all. I didn't even know your mother owned a business. Well, if you'd have come to the pre-party to greet everyone, maybe you would have figured that one out. I told you that I worked at managing a high-end salon, didn't I? You could have connected the dots and told me. But I suppose this is great news. The fact that you've now joined our family means that I have a direct connection with the owner of Teresa. Everything worked out in the end. My company will benefit greatly from this. See, Mom was saying that she wasn't going to go through with the collaboration, and that she had no further interests in pursuing any relations with your brand. Wait, what did you just say? There's no need to cancel things when we've come this far, right? It seems like Mom made that decision after seeing all the things you'd been saying. Besides, she was talking about how risky it would be to collaborate with you going forward. How would it be risky? Well, for starters, you have a terrible ego and you always put yourself first. Not only that, but after careful research of your company, it seems as though you've experienced bankruptcy in the past. You had been borrowing money from your own father just to keep the brand alive. And thus, she made the decision that it wouldn't be wise to work with someone as unreliable as you are. How did you find out about that? Well, after I finished high school, I studied abroad in Europe to learn about marketing. Now I'm working under my own mother and handling all of the marketing for our brand as well as doing extensive research on our collaborators' pasts. You're joking, right? So obviously I've done thorough research on your company as well, which I sent over to my mum. There has to be some mistake. That's right. We could always just say we have Teresa products in stock in our marketing and get more customers that way. Besides, it's not like we're actually bankrupt. My father has loaned me that money out of his own pocket, so our company doesn't take the hit. I can tell that you're an amateur at leading a business when you don't even recognize that borrowing money from your own father counts as you being bankrupt. I'm sure he was the one that built your brand up in the beginning anyways, right? Aren't you embarrassed that you've barely put in any work yourself and yet you were acting as though you were important? Though I wonder how much longer he'd help you out. Wait, if my father stopped supporting the business, it'd be over for us. And to top things off, if the collaboration with Teresa falls through, we'd have no choice but to close permanently. Wait, no, we'll be fine. My boyfriend is an ex-Cambridge student who's an elite businessman, soon to be my secretary. He'll be able to come up with an intelligent plan on getting us out of this situation. I'm sure of it.
You're talking about the son of that one high-end business's boss, right? The man who's 5 years younger than you?
Yes, we're going to be married soon. So please, I'm begging you to ask your mother once again to rethink her choices in regards to our collaboration.
I don't think that's possible.
Come on, you could always ask, right?
I'll let you in on a secret. Your boyfriend's father is actually bankrupt himself and has an awful habit of cheating with multiple women. And to top it off, that boyfriend of yours is a serial gambler that loves to lie about things he doesn't actually have.
Wait. There's no use lying about things like that.
So you were actually getting tricked by the type of person you hate the most. Poor and lacking in power.
Hold on. Why do you even know about all of that?
Well, that's simple. That father that we were talking about is actually my father. And your fiancé is my stepbrother.
You're making this all up. How could you be related to him?
While I was researching your company, I also did a background check on you, which led me to information about your fiancé, where I learned that the both of them were manipulative people. They were only just planning to get close to you to steal your money from the very beginning.
I can't believe this.
My father left our family when I was in elementary school in order to marry the woman he was cheating with. And then he had a child with that woman, still not being able to get a job, resulting in him begging my mum for money. He wasn't even paying child support.
Tell me this is all a lie. How did I get wrapped into this? How could I possibly be taken advantage of?
If you don't believe me, why don't you do some of your own research? That fiancé of yours doesn't have an education past middle school and has no work experience either.
You're making all of this up.
Anyways, I really need to get going. The wedding is going to start any minute. Oh, and your father told me to mention that you should prepare for a call later tonight. I'm sure he has a lot he wants to say. And in regards to our collaboration, you'll receive a notification when it has officially been cancelled, so look out for that as well.
Wait, Mia, please. We're family now, right? Could you do a favor for your older sister? This company is my life. So please, I need you to ask your mother again to continue with the collaboration. I beg you. Please.
I don't think so.
Please, you have to help me out. I was in the wrong. I apologize for everything I've done. So please forgive me. Mia, I'll lose everything.
How ironic. Rachel, who was implying I'd curse her with poverty, lost all of her financial support from her father and a golden opportunity from my mother. Obviously, her company went under. And to add insult to injury, my father and stepbrother, who were trying to use her for financial gain, started begging her for money too. And now that I know the exact location where my father has been living, my mom has paid a high-end lawyer to ask for that child support payment he illegally didn't pay for back in the day. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.